everybody. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Bryan.
This is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 121. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The movie. Whoosh. Chrome logo. Boom. Shiny. You wanted it? Here it is, kids. The number one television show of like all time. And it took, I don't know, 2.5 years to get a movie. It came out in 93. Movie came out in 95.
Yeah.
So something like that. And whoa, the world was waiting. The world was waiting and watching. So,
Yeah, Power Rangers was insanely popular, at least for us when we were kids. I mean, it was like fucking Game of Thrones for kids. Like on the playground, like, oh, talking about the plots, who the Green Ranger, the White Ranger. Like, it was a very big deal.
The White Ranger is coming. So, little background on Power Rangers. So it's started by this guy Chaim Saban. He had this. He was wanting to make a children's television show, and he's just a fucking genius. So he's like, "How do I do this cheap as shit and make a bunch of money?" And he's like, he bought this footage from Japan from it's called Super Sentai. The season we got as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was Zoo Ranger. And he's like, bought this footage from them for super cheap. They don't know shit. You want it? Whatever, dude. And because it was an old season or something. Because it had been going on for like 17 seasons by the time we got Power Rangers in the U.S. And so he bought it. And he's like, what do kids like? They like this fighting. They're gonna like these robots. Transformers was big, so we bought that footage, and his idea was to interlace the action scenes with American shot scenes. So then you only got to film half the show. Your production costs are cut in half because you already got this other footage. And he's like, and I'll make the other half like Saved by the Bell, like kids, high school drama, and then they become superheroes, and then we put in that other footage. Genius move.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who the fuck thinks of this shit? And it's been going on ever since. Like, I don't know, 29 seasons, something. And so that's just crazy talk.
Yeah, that's what they did with Godzilla, too, the original black and white. That was a Japan-made movie, and then they basically did the same thing. They interjected some fucking white journalist guy into all the footage and then made American Godzilla. It's pretty funny. But it's kind of the same type of deal.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And then the first season went for like 3 seasons. And that's the classic Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because they continued the storyline over 3 seasons. After that, they got the idea to change every single season and do a different season of Super Sentai. So new suits, new robots, new toys. But I always like that first 3 seasons because they have a continuity to it. So you get these real long story arcs from like the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, first off the bat, November 20th, Jason David Frank, who played the original Green Ranger, I don't know if this has been confirmed, but all reports say he took his own life that I've seen. And so, super sad for the Power Rangers fandom because he was a huge dude in that, constantly doing Comic-Cons and stuff, and he was doing this thing during COVID where he would he's helping all these little mom and pop comic book shops stay in business by doing I don't know, he was doing like free meet and greets and stuff and trying to keep them around during the pandemic. So pretty cool dude. Even did some professional fighting for a minute back in like 2008. He had like 3 or 4 fights. He won all of them. So that was pretty cool.
The MMA, right?
Yeah. He got injured in like his last fight, and that's why he stopped. Somebody dropped him on his back. You could tell he's like, oh, but he still won the fight. My Power Ranger ringtone. Sword on. So yeah, in honor of Jason David Frank, we wanted to go back and watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. So yeah, may the power protect you, Jason. Thanks for all the memories, man. He was always everyone loved Green
Oh
Ranger.
yeah,
Like, dude,
100%.
he's got the gold freaking armor. He's way cooler. His Morpher's gold. His Zord is fucking Godzilla, but a robot.
Hmm.
Like super dope. And he only had like he was only supposed to have like a 10 episode run. Because in the show, the Zaya Ranger, that Green Ranger character dies. And so it's done. It's just a short run. But they kept him in Power Rangers because the kids went nuts after he left, I guess. They were getting all sorts of letters before the internet. Letter, my son won't go to school, he won't eat. The Green Ranger's gone. So that's when they brought him back as the White Ranger. But the movie, that's what we're talking about. A little different. We don't got time to review 29 seasons of Power Rangers. So
Yeah.
we picked a one little choice, a little nug, all right? The movie. 1995. I saw this at the Uptown Theater, so it's pretty cool.
So did I, yeah.
Old begotten theater that is no more. Now it's like a church or something. So trying judging this movie by what it is. Obviously, we're not just going in and like, hey, reviewing this. It's just a movie. No, it's not just a movie. It's a show adaptation. So that's a very important part of it. I don't know of many children's shows or normal shows that get a movie adaptation. So there's some kind of things you're looking at. You're looking at you want it bigger, you want it better, you want it cooler, louder, stronger, and all that kind of stuff. And I think this checks most of the boxes because, and this is a '90s fest, dude. It starts off in an airplane. And what the hell's the song playing in the airplane? It's something wicked. It's like
fuck. People keep on doing it.
Oh yeah, it's what's his name? Lenny Kravitz. And they're in an airplane and they're skydiving for charity, bro. Skydiving for charity, and then they all do this, jump out of the plane. Both in the skull are up there, about to jump out without parachutes. Like idiots, come on, dude. But they're all wearing white jumpsuits with the color of the Ranger, constantly wearing the color of the Ranger. Hopefully, figures it out, man.
Yeah, no, not subtle.
It's like they just happen to have a colored parachute for each one of you. You got a pink one? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Not all parachutes were like one color, bro. They're like olive drab. Nope. Got them all, man. And so it goes off with this extreme beginning, man. It's just skydiving. It's like, how can we start this movie? What if they're all skydiving, bro? Jumping out of a plane, get this budget rolling right off the bat. It's like, how much is that going to cost? A shit ton is what it's going to cost. Okay? Yeah. They're all jumping out, doing flips.
Yeah, and they all got snowboards on. They don't, they got the snowboards attached to their feet.
Because he's
that's right. That's right. It is just him.
It's just Tommy. Tommy, for some reason, has a snowboard for no fucking reason. Who skydives with, like it's cooler? Look, right in the air, dude.
Oh my god.
And they're all teenagers in high school jumping solo. Like no tandem, there's no instructor. They're just like, woo, people. First time doing it and shit. Like, I'm getting the hang of this. And they're all in the air. Form up, crew. Grab each other's hands. They're all in a circle. Yeah. All right, break. Backflips. People.
Oh my god.
And then, of course, they'll have the shot. Everything they do that has a shot where it'll be like each one of them, awesome. Radical, tubular, And then we get to the bottom, and it's like, and here they come for the Angel Grove annual charity skydive event. I was like, who the fuck does this? How you making any money off this? How is he?
Yeah,
buy a ticket to watch, or what the heck? And there's a big target on the ground, and I just couldn't get over it. The guy's like, here comes the Angel Grove High School team. Why the fuck does the Angel Grove High School have a skydive team. It's dangerous as hell.
Yeah.
Their parents just don't care. Whatever, I'll sign it. Whatever. Go. Have fun. You're jumping out of a plane? Yeah.
And we also get the introduction of these new characters. This little boy and his dad, and the little boy's kind of being a little shit. He's like, "Okay, watch, Dad. This is how it's done." He's like,
yeah,
the dad's like,
because the dad did it too, and he's like
Yeah.
a firefighter. We got the firefighter skydive team, the local McDonald's crew.
Yeah.
You got the guys that work at Walmart jumping. Like everybody's doing this, dude. Firefighter. Yeah. He's like, this is how the pros do it, Dad. All these kids are 17 years old. Then here comes the first one. It's Billy. Nails the bullseye. The next one, it's Aisha. Rocky. And all these. And then here's the final approach. It's Tommy. And he's got the surfboard. Oh, he's coming in a little hot. Is he going to make it? And then whoosh, freaking snowboard hits the target perfect. And I should say, I don't know what they did for this shot, the landing shot. If they had like a harness and they just lowered them, because to me, I think it was because I feel like I could see the person every time they landed, like it was the actor.
Yeah.
And so obviously you're probably not going to do this shot with real skydivers because you're probably going to miss the damn target.
Yeah.
This little tiny spot. But what I find interesting is they come in, and once they land, they're immediately like, do these like pro moves and they got the parachute off their back and flipped around so fast. Like, wow, bam,
Yeah.
Get some. And they're not even morphed, bro. So that's the intro. And then we cut to Bulk and Skull, who jumped too, but they jumped way late because they're scared, bro. They're scared of this. And they jump, and you get some ridiculous banter. Be the swallow. Be the swallow. And jump out. And they land in a construction site. Construction site. And then there's a little bit of funny stuff that I always thought was funny as a kid. He was like, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, we're the local building inspectors."
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
building's supposed to be over there. And what's that man doing without proper foot protection? Huh? And then somebody calls the guy's name Gary. And then one of the, you better go see what he wants, Gary. So that was close, yeah. And so they dig up this thing. It's another episode of Power Rangers. It's basically a Rita Repulsa dumpster, right? It's just the dumpster again. It's got the lid, and no one ever learns their lesson. They just open the lid. Bring the crane in.
Mm-hmm.
Open this thing up. This could be some archaeological find or something. You don't even call in Indiana Jones or nothing. Not even the Tomb Raider. You just straight up lift the lid off it, and it smokes. That should be your first warning right there, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing good's coming of this. Some kind of fog machine in here.
Have y'all seen The Mummy?
Open it. Yeah. And then this freaking hand claw comes out with an egg in it. And then, oh, what is it, man? Oh, right on. Let's touch it. Everything was, you have to touch it. Has to touch it. And he touches. He touches and gets zapped by purple lightning, which will be a big factor in this movie. Purple lightning flashes. That's a big part of the budget. Like a purple Ghostbusters stream. And then they kind of cut off that, and I think that's when they throw the logo up, Power Rangers the movie. And then we cut to another extreme 90s scene. Now all of a sudden they're all rollerblading.
Best part of the movie.
Extreme rollerblading, and it's got another wicked song. I can't remember.
Come on, take a free ride.
Oh yeah, free ride. It's like, I thought it would be something more 90s extreme, and then I'm watching something like free ride.
Let's go.
Rollerblading is home.
Shortcut right behind you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Going down the stairs backwards to the beat. And once again, they're all color-coded fucking windbreaker outfits. The wind never stood a chance. They're just cutting through the wind like butter. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
The wind's not going to stop our rollerblading day. And it's just so funny. Well, we're done skydiving. What do you guys want to do? Rollerblade! Yeah! They're rollerblading. And once again, all the rollerblades are color coordinated. They all got like these white blades with their color matching things on them. And I was just like, man, the budget. It's like you got to custom make 6 sets of colored rollerblades. You can't even just buy them off the shelf. You got to go make them. It's like, damn, this movie's balling.
I was watching it this morning, and I couldn't help but think of like, yeah. So I went and saw this at Uptown too when I was a kid, and I went with a bunch of soccer friends. I think it was like after a game or something. There were like 7 of us, and all of the parents went with us. And I'm watching this movie today with the fucking skydiving and then the rollerblading, and I can't help but think of like, if you were a parent back then and you never watched Power Rangers, but your kid liked it, and you got drugged to the movie and you're watching it, and you're just like, what the fuck is this movie? I don't know. It's just when you put it in perspective of your parents in the 90s, they're probably like sitting in the theater like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, parents just had to sit there and take it.
Yeah.
They were just there to be chaperones.
Yeah.
They're just there to take it. They're just like, all right, just sit there. They don't even have phones back then to play with. They have to, they're forced to like, look at the screen. Like, oh my god.
Well, at least we got Free Ride and Lenny Kravitz going.
So, the budget was $15 million, which seems pretty cheap. Weren't we just reviewing that horror movie the other day that was like $17 million? And we're like,
oh yeah, Smile, right?
Yeah, like $15 million. Damn, those effects were a little cheaper back then, man, because you got all sorts of stuff going on. And then the box office only made $66.4 million, which is interesting because this was a juggernaut. I would think that just the fact alone that it's a Power Rangers movie would have made more. Just getting butts in the seats, but that's what it was. Yeah, and the rollerblading, and then you hear the the cool wristwatch communicators. Those are always the dopest.
Yeah, those are awesome.
And then they, come on, guys, pull over. Oh no, let's go over here. And I was like, oh yeah, nobody has a smartwatch, so you can't just do this in public. See, now you get away with this, Power Rangers. Nobody cares. Hey, what's going on?
Just real quick, I used an inflation calculator, and today's that would have been like a $30 million budget. It's pretty big.
Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. Yeah, oh yeah, because the dollar was incredibly strong in 1995, bro. You get fucking burger for 39 cents, bro.
Hell yeah.
McDonald's. So the dollar was kicking. Freaking Hot Wheels were a penny a piece. 100 of them, baby. It's $1. Got a collection for $1. Yeah, so they pull over, and then they have to go somewhere else to talk on the watch in private. And he's like, Zordon, come to the command center, hurry. And they all, and now they're in the command center. And this is your first taste of everything bigger, better, badder, lighter, bigger, fucking cooler. So the command center, and I remember as a kid, like, whoa, shit. This ain't the command center I know. This has got some upgrades. It's all neon tubing and freaking, that's the mainstay of it. It's neon tubing.
Yeah.
Big old tubes around.
And it feels brighter, too. I feel like the older one is got a little darker, but this was like full-on bright, like a fucking
one,
Apple store.
Like the background of it didn't have walls. It just had like the stuff in the middle, and then there's like a almost like a wallpaper around that's a starry night. It's got little twinkles. And it's like, what is this? But this one's just full silver and bright, so you can see everything. And you see Zordon, and it's like, whoa, Zordon. Zordon is like this time like a ultra realistic face, like in makeup and very big. Rangers. I was like, oh shit, it's a little spookier. It's like a real dude now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they used the same guy from the show. Because that's an American actor from the show that does that voice and stuff. He did it for a while.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the same voice from what I could tell. And then you even got Alpha 5. It's all
he's all blinged out. Yeah.
They don't explain why everything is just totally different from the show. Alpha, did you get an upgrade or something? Not even a little one-liner or something. And he's got the lights flashing all over. He looks pretty cool.
Yeah, everything's just in this movie. Everything's just shiny. It's like Everything's like spit shine and like reflective. That's what it reminds me of. Everything's just shinier than the show.
Everything's just got a high gloss.
Yeah.
And so Zordon informs them, and right off the bat, you get the whole story. In this first scene. Oh, I forgot about the fucking very beginning. That's a good part. That there's a crawl.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
There's a fucking Star Wars crawl. Thousands of years ago, Ivan Ooze invaded Earth with his exomorphicons. An intergalactic being named Zordon stopped them with the help of 5 teenagers. These teenagers was known as the Power Rangers, so their tradition carries on to this day. And it's scrolling in space. It should have scrolled that way, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a fucking scroll. I forgot about that. That was pretty cool. But then Zordon kind of goes over that whole story again with them. Like, yo, there's this guy named Ivan Ooze. He was like super bad, dude. And we let we put him in a dumpster like everyone else. We buried him. Somebody dug him up, of course. So, you guys, could you take care of it for me? I'm stuck in this tube. So,
thanks.
Appreciate it. And then he says some stuff like, "Be careful. You're dealing with an evil beyond your wildest imagination." It's like, oh dang, you say that about every monster every week, though. So
it's kind of losing its,
yeah, it's losing its luster here. And so then they zoom into the construction site. There was before that, I think we get the scene where Ivan's actually let out.
Yeah, by Zed and Rita.
Yeah, there's 2 security guards guarding the egg with just a caution tape around it. Hey, careful, guard this egg. How'd you even know it needed to be guarded then? You don't even know what it is. But Lord Zed and Rita show up, and it's a pretty cool effect when they show up. Like, oh, yeah. Okay, freaking Doctor Strange shit, going through the quantum realm, and they show up, and their costumes are like Lord Zed.
Zed's fucking amazing. Yeah, he's so good.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
it's all chromed out, and the brain is even pulsating in it.
Yeah, so cool.
Dude, why didn't you use him as a bad guy, man? This guy's crazy looking. Rita, there's not much you can do with her costume, but it looks good. And then you get Goldar, which I felt Goldar was a little bit of a downgrade. Looking back on the show, Goldar in the show actually looks pretty menacing and it's got some good articulation to the mouth and the animatronics. This Goldar's just
a stiff mouth, yeah.
Very stiff up and down. And then they throw in this one character for no damn reason.
Yeah,
you've never heard of, this pig. Oh yeah, just a comic relief pig. And usually it was they'd have Goldar, and there was another guy, I forget, it's like a baboon or something. And they're like, fuck the baboon guy, get the pig. They just created for this, and he doesn't even get a shine, poor guy.
Yeah.
But they go up to the egg, and they always got some clever liners. Let's crack this egg. Stab on it. It opens up, and then we get some 90s crappy CG glob. They just watched the Michael Jackson movie music videos, and they want to do face morphs.
Oh yeah.
The Ooze is back. This guy.
I love Ooze. I love Ivan. He's so good.
I guess he's like a real actor or something. Classically trained or something, and he took this role, and he's just giving his all in this, man.
I'm gonna look him up.
Hello. And then Rita, he's so handsome.
Yeah, he's so hot.
Thank you. And then he's like, how could I ever repay you for freeing me? And Lord Zed is like, do you remember the name Zordon of Eltar?
The lightning bolts.
Purple lightning budget here. And then the pig, of course. I think he's heard of him.
There it is, folks.
And I want you to destroy Zord. This is Lord Zed telling him this. I want you to destroy Zordon of Eltar, so that my reign of evil will once again reign supreme in the galaxy. And then Lord Ooze is like, I will not only destroy Zordon of Elta, I will make it so his legacy never existed. And then you get another Rita. Finally, a real man.
Oh yeah. It's like, damn.
Thank you. And I think that's kind of the end of that scene. Then we just kind of go to.
We get one of the best lines of the movie though, where like Rita and them leave, and then the camera kind of like pushes in on Ivan's face, and he's like, "What's that smell? Repugnant. Smells like teenagers." So good.
Mm-hmm. And is this at that point? Oh no, it's not that. Let me see the Rangers. They're in the same like construction site now. It's a little bit of a time jump, obviously. And they're looking around, and they see one of the security guards. And then Kimberly, have you by chance seen a morphological being around? Morphological being? What's that? And they're kind of like, wait a minute. Did he look something like this? Face morph. It's Ivan Ooze. We didn't even know he could do that. He could be anybody, man. He's like the T-1000. He can make knives and stabbing weapons. So he morphs into Ivan Ooze. And like, oh, here he is. And then they kind of talking and some stupid banter about, yeah, I'm the baddest, and you know who we are? We're the Power Rangers. And then of course, we get Jason David Frank delivering all his best lines. We're the Power Rangers, all right.
Ooh, I forgot my autograph book.
Where's my autograph book? The Power Rangers, huh? Zordon still using kids to do his dirty work. And then, oh yeah, Zordon's still using kids to do his dirty work. Meet my kids.
Oh yeah.
Goo bad guys. And then he's like, today starts a new reign of terror. Welcome to my nightmare. and so we always get a good callback. So remember that line later. It's going to play in. And then so he leaves these goo guys, which are like, they're kind of like predators without masks, but purple.
Yeah.
And gooey. And then, they got all
dreads.
All purpley. And then they start fighting them. Oh yeah, they're like fighting. Oh, there's no room up here. What about down there? Whoa!
Yeah.
Flip down lower. There's plenty of room to fight down here, guys. So they're fighting, and the fight scenes are pretty good. They have some good choreography, and it's mostly the actors. I think you can tell, especially when they're not in suits, that it's mostly them. Of course, you do the thing where you do one guy fighting one guy, and they all have their little things. Remember the Black Ranger? It's like a bucket on the ground.
Oh yeah.
You ever play kick the can? Kicks a can at him. And then you get stuff like when the Blue Ranger's fighting, he punches the dude in the chest, and it's all goopy. You ooze, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pink Ranger or something. Ooh, gross. Stuff like that.
Is that the have a nice trip, see you next fall, or is that? Oh, that's the next fight when they go into the.
That's after
okay,
yeah. But then they're fighting, and then this shot, which is from like every episode of Power Rangers, is an awesome shot where they all start to lose. It's if they could just kick everyone's ass without being morphed, there's no reason to be a Power Ranger, is there? But they always do really good, and then at the end they seem to somehow lose it. Oh shit! Now we're losing. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And they all get beat up, but one by one, and then like one will like fall, tumble into a dusty corner, and then the next one, oh no, and that keeps happening until they're all five right there, and they're all backing up like,
yeah.
What are we gonna do? You know what you're gonna do. Come on, man. What are you gonna do? Oh shit! What are we gonna do? We just do it at the beginning. You don't have to get beat up, bro. And so you know what time it is? Morphin time. And the Morphin sequence is not quite as cool as the show because they do their morpher thing where it's like Tyrannosaurus, and that part's cool. They have like these
Yeah.
new morphers that are like color coordinated, and like the coin flies out of the morpher at the screen when they do it with the appropriate animal noise. And then it just shows them like in the suit. Like it didn't give no cool. Sometimes in the show, it would have like a thing or the helmet with like onto their face.
Right, right.
Sometimes it would do like a cool thing. Really didn't do it. It just did a jump cut from the morph to them in the suit, kind of posing. So I was kind of disappointed with that. And then so the next big thing is the suits.
Hold on, I want to, because we were laughing hysterically this when we were watching it. So they're being backed into a corner, like you're saying, right? Like it goes to like a eagle eye shot, looking down, like swarming them. And I love the shot where like they all kind of flip into frame, and then what's the Black Ranger's name? Whoever what his name is, but he spins into frame. I thought that was always kind of a funny little bit. Adam kind of spins into frame. I always thought that was kind of funny. But so yeah, they stand up. What are we gonna do? Like you're saying, and they all take their time, morph in. They go one by one. They morph, and then there's like a shot where like they're doing a flip, and they do a flip one by one, and then it cuts to wide of them doing their moves, and then it cuts wider, and then no one's there. It's like you guys took too long. They took too long. The fucking things just left. Like, nah, we have better things to do. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, this one.
Smug kids.
Gonna wrap this up anytime soon.
Yeah,
I just thought that was funny.
The flips, and then all of a sudden they're on like a ledge, standing there, all 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the suits are, the suits are from Japan, so they got to make their own suits because this is a full American production, the movie, where they have to do everything, and the suits are pretty freaking rad, dude.
Yeah,
but like, the helmets are more stylized. Some of them are hit or miss. Like the White Ranger's cool. Some of them, like the Red Ranger one, looks a little weird to me. Like it seems wider and not quite the proportions I'm used to with the Red Ranger helmet. Same thing with the Pink Ranger helmet. But the suits are rad. It's like a undersuit, which is like the normal suit, but then it has all this like plastic type armor on top of it, and you get like a plastic chest piece, and it's just one cool diamond instead of like 3 connecting. It's just one predominant white diamond, and then it's kind of like the toys, because remember when the toys came out, they had the white diamond and it had their little animal coin on the chest.
Yeah.
I'm even as a kid, I liked accurate toys. I was like, man, I want that. And I was like, why the fuck does it have this on their chest? And I've watched the show a million times. It's not on there. I took a white out like paintbrush thing and like whited out the coin on all their chests. Like, this ain't in the show, bitch.
Yeah.
So it made it white. But in this, it's like they kind of took homage from the toys, and they had the cool little gold like metal coin embedded in that diamond, which is kind of cool. They had their animal on it.
Next in the show, they just had like a white design, right? It was like not triangles, but like
3 diamonds across the chest.
Yeah.
Now it has one, and it has the gold coin in it.
I forgot to ask you, the yellow, black, and red Ranger were all recast for this movie, right? Those actors weren't in the show, if I remember right.
They're in the show. Those are the new Rangers. That happened before the movie in the show.
Oh, okay.
Because the original actors were in a dispute. They wanted more money because the show just blew up so big, and they weren't going to pay him more. And I'm sure they were paid, pennies on the dollar, not knowing if the show was going to blow. And then it did blow, and they refused to pay the actors more. So, original Red Ranger, original Yellow Ranger, original Pink Ranger, not Pink Ranger.
Black.
Red, black, and yellow all left.
Gotcha.
And they recast him in the show. And they had some thing about they're all going to a peace conference in Africa. So they had Rangers, as you do at 16.
Yeah.
To a peace conference in Africa. Fuck school, man. This world needs peace. I'm out. What's more important, a diploma or peace? So they're recast, and so those ones are in the movie. It sucks for those actors, never got a bit of the movie pie.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Left right before that. And the new ones aren't as cool. but we got used to them. Yeah, and so the funny thing, like little tidbit about the suits is they look really cool, but I hear they were just terrible. Like they barely moved, and they were constantly ripping and breaking, and they had to do repairs throughout all the shots because they really weren't holding up to the martial arts in them. And then there's even some scenes you can check out where like I think White Ranger's kicking and the whole ass is just like ripped out. And then you can just see it's like they're just really crappy but look cool on the screen. And I'm disappointed we've never really gotten any action figures with those suits. I'm like, dude, that's cool. Do that. So they're fighting, or they're not fighting. They show up. The guys are gone.
They're gone.
Where'd they go? And so now they got to look for them, and they're walking down. These scenes, man. They're walking down this dark, like parking garage almost building, and it's all dark. Oh, looking around, moving their heads, and let's get them. We gotta find them. Man, I can't see nothing out here. And then Yellow Ranger's like, I got it. And what she say? She said, she said like saber-tooth power beams. And all of a sudden her helmet has headlights on its eyes. She's looking around, and I was just thinking, man, that didn't help much. Like, you can't see shit. About 10 feet in front of you. Thanks, Aisha. We'll find them now.
You couldn't have brought the high beams? You got the regulars?
And it's like, it's so ridiculous. And then, wouldn't you know it, you couldn't find them with the headlights. So the Red Ranger's like, here, I got it. Red Ranger Power Scope. And then he's got like a RoboCop Kit Knight Rider thing across his thing, and it has a red light.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows like his perspective, T2 style. I don't know what these guys are made of, but I can't lock them down. And so, and then he sees something over there. And then they find him. When you know it, and they start fighting. And there's some good fight scenes and pretty fun stuff. The whole movie is just very fun. It's like it's just a big episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah,
it's just a big long episode, and everything's bigger and better. Questionably better. We'll get to that. So as far as that goes, I think all the children. I don't know. Critics didn't like it very much, but I think for what it was supposed to be, I think it hit for all the kids that like Power Rangers, just to see it bigger and badder and cooler. And then one of my favorite lines is from Jason David Frank, Tommy, when he starts fighting him. He's got the one-liner. It's like, "Welcome to my nightmare."
Oh yeah.
I think he might have done that without the suit on, and he had like a bow staff he got from somewhere. Picked up a stick. It's a whooping butt. Welcome to my nightmare. Saying that all the time as a kid. And they're whooping, and there's just some cool stuff. And then they go into some weird. They never explain anything of the new stuff. The suits, nothing. So they have these new weapons, like the Pink Ranger. All of a sudden, it's like pterodactyl thunder whip. She got this little like lightsaber hilt, and it's got it's a sticky hand, is what. And I was like, it's a fucking sticky hand. It's just got a piece of rope that can stick to things. I'm like, they're fucking sticky hand. And she like whips it at somebody and throws them down, and then it's ridiculous. And then it goes to like the Blue Ranger, and he's got some new stupid weapon, and they're all stupider than their old weapons, and they only use them for like a second. He's like, Triceratops Thunder Stinger, and it's this little thing that looks like a beeper or something, and it's got two little green wires that shoot out, and he can like, whoa, like catapult across the way.
Yeah, like he's fucking Batman.
Yeah, and it's all the while not using physics because he's like, wow, he's in a perfect like pose, like going through the air, and then he uses that, and he like kicks someone. This is a pretty cool scene. He kicks someone in the chest. Just go, go flying through the air, and they hit like a corner of a building, one of the goo guys, and then they just when they
Oh
hit the
yeah, this
corners,
fucking
just
explode. Yeah.
purple splat. I'm like, oh sweet, just murdered that guy, dude. And then there's some cartoony stuff in it too, when he's like
Oh,
the
the
Red
kid.
Ranger and the
Yeah, yeah.
Black Ranger are fighting, and they're
Hmm.
like, double whammy, oh yeah, right in the head at the same time, which would have been cool if his head just exploded.
Yeah, that would awesome.
Like, just kick his fucking head in.
Uh,
But all these creatures have lives and wives and children that we don't know about. And
Except for the one that
they kick,
exploded. That one's.
yeah, they kick him. They kick him, and the head compresses, and it has like cartoon eyes. Wow!
Yeah.
And then he's like, wah 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 wah. Has like some sound effects, and yeah, it's just some cartoony stuff that I didn't remember a lot of. I don't remember all this kind of wackier stuff, sound effects and stuff like that. Um, but that's kind of the fight. Then near the end, you almost get like the same kind of thing. Oh, we're kind of getting beat, and they all kind of flip back onto the ledge, and then all the guys are collecting on them. And then we get Saba for 1 second in the movie. I want you guys to meet Saba, and he doesn't even talk. Come on, Saba. And he throws up Saba, and there happens to be a giant thing like suspended over them, so Saba burns it with his eye lasers, and it falls on them. And then they're all goop. But then Saba disappears with the power down noise, and all of them. Cool scene of them looking at their hands. Oh, what's going on? And then they don't have suits. And then they're like, oh, what happened? We've lost connection to the power grid. And so we gotta get to Zordon. They gotta get to Zordon, and it's like you could just go to the command center without flying there. It's like, how long does that take, dude?
Yeah.
It's like a treacherous hike through the mountains, dude, to get to this command center. Like, bro, that's gonna take at least a week for us to get there. But then we cut to what Ivan Ooze was doing, and so you guys did nothing. You fought the henchmen and stopped absolutely nothing. Ivan Ooze just immediately left and did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He went to the command center, and the sirens are going off, and it's like Zordon's like, it's too late. It's not too late. They just didn't do anything to him. He left. They were there, and then I think Alpha says, and don't worry, nobody gets in here without a power coin. And then goop coming through the cracks in the wall. Well, almost nobody. That's all you need to get in, some goop, some gack, Nickelodeon gack. And he comes in, and it's a pretty comical, pretty fun scene. I remember loving it as a kid, and some of the dialogue's still pretty funny when he comes in there, and he's like, ooh, fancy schmancy. Like, I guess if you invest your money well over, 6,000 years, you can get something pretty nice. He's like, ooze. And then Alpha 5 tries to karate chop him, and Ooze shocks him. He's Zordon, still picking on creatures smaller than yourself. He's like, 10 minutes out of the egg, and I'm only listening to one of your lectures. He's like, you robbed me of my prime, all of the things I have missed. And he's like, it's time for you to pay the piper.
Oh, yeah.
And he zaps in a piper, a little flute for some reason. And then he starts playing it while listing off the things he has missed in the egg. He says, the Spanish Inquisition.
Just destroying everything, yeah.
All the things he shouldn't know about, right? In the egg.
Yeah.
And then the Brady Bunch reunion. And then, yeah, he's zapping stuff. And pretty cool. Like, they obviously destroy this set once and do it really well, because later on when they're showing things like to rebuild this set later when it gets repowered up, it's just reverse footage of like shit falling over. And so yeah, those big glass towers are like falling down, falling and crashing, and pretty sweet. And all the while Zordon is floating in the tube when he's shooting these other tubes, and oh And then the Rangers get there, and it's all messed up. Um, all messed up. And then they, oh no, Zordon! They go over to the tube. It's just like the base of the tube. There's no longer any column of light, and it's the, it's the. We've never seen this before.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
the
yeah.
guy, like the full body Zordon, laying there, in like a silver shawl.
Some frail old man. Yeah.
Like, in the show, they explain who he is and how he is. It makes no sense. They say he's an interdimensional being caught in a time warp. It's like, what? Caught in a time warp, and so he's caught in the 90s and 93 in a time warp. They don't say he's in the fucking tube, in the bottom. Apparently he's down there the whole time, just flashing his face up there like the Wizard of Oz or something.
Yeah.
Pay no mind to the small man in the tube. But yeah, he's in there. It's so funny. Oh no, Zordon! They get some emotional stuff where the Pink Ranger's like crying. Zordon, you were like a father to us. Oh, you wait to tell me now. So, and then Alpha, kind of Rangers. Oh my God, Alpha, you're okay. And then Alpha explains that there is one power that can save Zordon. Oh shit! Hell yeah! Convenient, sweet. What is it? It's on the far off planet of fucking the Zados.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The far planet of Zados, which is Australia. and so you got to go there and get this hidden power, but no one's ever gotten it before, bro. Everyone has perished. It's like, okay, well. Well, we'll try. We'll give it the old college try. What's the worst that could happen? We all die, and our parents are like, what happened to our kids? What's the worst that could happen? And then you get some funny, maybe if I rearrange the power grid, I can generate enough power to send you there, but there won't be enough power to bring you back. And then someone smartly says, well, then how do we get back? But then the White Ranger's like, we'll have to hope we find the power.
Oh, no!
That's a chance I'm willing to take. And then
oh my God.
What power? The power you just said that was the greatest power of all time. I'm sure it can bring us back, right? It probably can, yeah. I would imagine it could, yes.
Oh my God.
Or you'll just come back on a spirit boat like Mortal Kombat style.
The fog rolling in.
Yeah. Anyways, he musters up that last bit. There's always that last bit of energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I rearrange the wires of the computer, maybe I. And then one last zap sends him off. And by this time, I think we've established in a different scene Ivan Ooze's plan. Ivan Ooze, this super powerful dude, all these powers, right? Apparently he's taken over the world and the galaxy before, and his big master plan is to dig up my exomorphicons. They have a stupid name like Mantis Whitus and fucking Bumblebee.
Yeah, something stupid.
Like bugs. And he's like, they're buried in this quarry, in this very same quarry. And in order to dig them up, he has to recruit the parents of Angel Grove. He can't do it himself. So he dresses up as a wizard at like some carnival, and he's handing out boxes of his slime, but put in like a little, like a gack. It's like a toy now. Yeah. And he's talking in rhymes like an old tincture salesman in the Wild West or something. He's like, if your parents don't like it, then throw it in their faces. And I'm like, yeah! I hate my parents. I love slime. And he's like, take it home by the cases. Oh yeah, take it home by the cases. If your parents don't like it, just throw it in their faces. And he's like, did I mention it's free? Yeah! Oh my God, it's free. And so it goes to a scene with that kid from the beginning who has the dad who's the firefighter, and he took one home. He doesn't even seem that interested in it. He took it home just because it's free. He's like, fuck it, I'll take one. He sets it on the counter. Later, his dad comes in. He's like, Fred? I think that was the kid's name. Fred? Doesn't find him. Sees the goo on the counter. For some reason, every fucking parent has to check out this goo. And he's like, oh, what is this? Interesting. Opens it up, touches it. Oh, turns into a zombie, man. Walks out the door, establishing shot. Hundreds of parents walking down the street. They're all fucking zombies now after touching the goo. And they're at the construction site digging up the exomorphicons, and there's some stupid banter by Ivan Ooze. He's like, oh, I forgot how slow parents are. Get to work. Put your back in it. There's like whipping people and stuff. But in that scene where they're digging it up, they look up, oh no, and they see the colored streaks through the sky. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
The Rangers are going, and he immediately knows what they're doing. He's like, oh no, they're going to Phaedos to receive the great power. No. And he's like, this is the one thing that could stop my plan. And so he's like, I forget what he says or how he establishes it, but he's like, I need my Tengu warriors. And he's just, he gets a loogie up, spits it over real far, and the pig gets a nice line. Good distance. And then the loogie is obviously a practical effect with the goop in the ground, and it starts pouring out. And then once again, more goo bad guys, but this time they're fucking
like crows or something.
Crows or something.
Crow man.
My Tengu warriors. Like these are like the elites. Like, why didn't you send these guys the first time then? And they're all fucking. He's like, quiet! Quit your squawking. I need you to travel to Phaedos and stop the Power Rangers from receiving the great power. And they're like, oh yeah, for sure. And they start flying away with terrible effects, obviously wires and just people going like this, lifting off the ground. And what I was talking about is, this powerful dude, his whole plan is to dig up these robots. And later on we realize these robots are just like, they're just like maybe 20 feet tall, metal robots. And like in the show, when bad guys would come and they get big, they're like the size of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
They're like skyscrapers stepping on. No one steps on a church in my town. You know, they're huge. And then you get the Megazord, which is also like a fucking building. And they're always fighting, and there's the buildings around. Anyways, and I just thought, wow, that's kind of lackluster. These little, like slightly bigger than a bus or something. I was just like, well, this is your plan. These little robots, like, bro, in the show, these motherfuckers are tall. And you're not taking over Angel Grove in the show, which is like a town. This is Angel Grove in the movie, which is now shot in Australia. You're taking over fucking Sydney, bro.
Yeah.
Like all the shots of Angel Grove now, all of a sudden this is giant metropolis with fucking rail. What do they call those things? Monorail.
Oh yeah.
Crazy shit. It's like, God damn, Angel Grove's really grown. Kicking economy now. And so anyways, I thought that was funny. Like these little robots, like, let's do it big. I don't know. They just couldn't CG because I think they're really shooting in the streets kind of thing, and then putting CG robots in. I think it makes it harder if you're not doing suits with buildings to do a full size. You know what I mean? Because then you got to have these giant, crazy, wide shots to get a CG robot to look as big as a building.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of what I caught at least. I think it's a mix of real footage on the street and then like miniatures in the city.
Yeah, there's
like
definitely some miniatures.
A lot of miniatures, yeah.
Because the miniatures don't match up. Because I remember seeing like there's a. Well, we'll get to that when we get to the fight. But anyways, I'll show my experience with the miniatures. So they go to this far off world. They get zapped there, and it's like, I don't know. It's all shot in Australia, so I guess there's some place like this in Australia. But it's like some fucking water, almost like an island type place, and it's all stone, and it's pretty wicked looking. And they're just looking around, and they see like a dead pig corpse techno man. He's like a pig corpse skeleton. It's got like a fucking headset on. And it's like, oh, anyways, if this guy couldn't make it, how could we? Got a headset on. What do we got? We got like matching clothes is all we brought.
Yeah.
And then the Tengu warriors show up. They start fighting all them. And big fight ensues, and the one thing I really remember about the fight is like one picks up Kimberly, the Pink Ranger.
Oh yeah, on the shoulders. Yeah.
Let go of me, Tommy, help! Tommy is helpless. He's already getting beat up.
She's always calling for Tommy.
Yeah. And, come on, women don't need a strong man. She can do it herself.
She does it again in the jungle fight with the fucking dino when she's trapped. Tommy!
Oh, yeah.
But she has 4 other people that can help her.
Yeah. They're going to start thinking something's up. Like, what's going on with Kimberly and Tommy? And have you noticed they're always like together and go on long walks? And you can't do that. He's your boss. He's the leader. But yeah, then the super sexy chick shows up.
The Amazon woman, yes.
Yeah, like in this tinily, scantily clad. Well, first she's in like a Jedi robe on the cliff face, looking at him with a staff, and slams it down, and then whips off the Jedi robe, and it's just like a Return of the Jedi Princess Leia bikini. It's like this green metal, tiny little thing, and then she jumps down and starts whooping their asses. And then the way she beats them is to pull her staff into two and twirl it around, and then woo, 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 woo. Oh no! Oh. The sound, no. And then I thought it was funny that she couldn't just twirl she starts to. She twirls them, but then they have to cut, and you can see it's obviously the staff with like a horizontal bar that she can just do this, and they're just
yeah.
You can just twirl them. You gotta have them make it easy for you. Like almost like when in Ninja Turtles where he's spinning the nunchuck on his finger, and you can see just easily the pin in the top of the finger with the nunchucks attached. It's similar to that. And anyways, they leave, and they come up, and Tommy's like, "Oh, thanks." And what does she do? She like freaking hits him in the chest with her staff real fucking hard, and big backflip onto his back onto the rocks. Like, and then she's like, "If you want to thank me, just leave." He's like, "No, we're here to find the great power." It's like, "Look around. The ground is scattered with the bones who have tried before you and failed. Leave this planet. We can't leave." And then anyways, interesting fact, this character was supposed to be played by, I don't know the actress's name, but she's in like Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah.
Like the main chick.
Yeah.
And then it's got the ball guy, the main chick is supposed to be her. And she was her. She was on set. There's pictures of her in the costume. But something happened, like some family thing, where she needed to leave, and they didn't wait for her. They wanted to continue production, so they just recast it. So that's an interesting fact, and you could actually find photos of her in the costume. So, and then they happen to mention they're the Power Rangers, or
the Zordon, I think, yeah.
Zordon.
What did you say?
Zordon of Eltar. Oh no, Zordon of Crenshaw. They're brothers. Oh no, Freddy Chinga. They're brothers. And she knows him. You know Zordon? I know Zordon.
Oh, I know Zordon.
Yeah, trust me. When he had a body, work it.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you one thing about Zordon is he gives good head. Get it? He's just a head. Anyways, so yeah, now she knows it's Zordon. She plays a whole nother tune. Now she's all about helping. She's like, "Oh, well, come with me," and all the while, she never puts back on her robe. And it doesn't look like it's warm out there. You know what I mean? It looks like it's freezing out here. There's water crashing. on the beach. You know, it's about 20 degrees colder next to the water. It's like, aren't you gonna grab your shawl? Anyways, takes him up to this mountaintop, ancient Mayan ruins type place, and she's like, we must. Oh yeah, she points. There's a giant tower. It's like that's where the power's kept. Oh, well, that's convenient. That's easy to find. Don't even gotta look. There's just this giant tower.
The source of all power and everything, or whatever.
Yeah, and it's here in a town. Yes, that's where it works. And so we need to get you the power of the guardian animal spirits. It's the only way you'll make it there. The guardian spirits. So come here, gather around this damn fire while I do some Are You Afraid of the Dark shit. Throw something off. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, or whatever it may be. And they're all gathered around. Hold hands. Everybody hold hands in a cool circle and touch fingers. And then some animals kind of come out, right, of the fire and shoot into their chest or something. And all of a sudden they have ninja outfits. Not Power Ranger outfits, not quite as good, but
Yeah.
it'll protect you from the weather at least. It's like a ninja outfit. I don't even think it makes them fight any better. It
No.
doesn't seem like it. It's just like their normal fighting when they don't have their suits, but at least you get a cool outfit when you do it now.
Yeah, I always thought the ninja suits were awesome. Still are. I think
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just like a color-coded ninja suit with has a gold coin like the Power Ranger suits do of the new animals. And then they go through, and she's got this cool lines about, Tommy, focused and true, you are the Falcon. And then you go to the next one. Billy, cunning and intelligent, you are the Wolf. And then Kimberly, light as a feather, you are the Crane. Aisha, strong and minded or something, you are the Bear. And then Adam's looking around and he's kind of sad. And she's like, Adam, what's wrong? And then he's like, I'm a frog. She's like, yes, you're a frog. Like the one that turns into a prince. And kisses him on the cheek and moves on.
Yeah, I was like, what the
fuck? Never explains the coolness or why a frog might be included in the selection of animals or what the frog meaning is. It's, yes, a frog. Like the prince. Next. No, she's like, wait. You're never gonna tell him like why the frog is cool?
Yeah.
Like you got some cool story like the frog once saved the ancient, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, I'm just a good-looking cat. Is that what I'm supposed to take from that?
Yes, the
Just
most
the handsome
attractive
man
one gets the frog.
It's like, what?
That was funny. That was I just caught that and I was like, oh yeah, she never explains it. She's kind of yes, the frog, of course. Next, duh. So, and then she's like, so you will take off and go get the great power. Aren't you going to help us? I cannot help you. If I were to leave this tower, I would age as rapidly as Zordon is now. Wait a minute. Why? When did we establish this? Weren't you out of the tower helping us fight the birds?
Yeah.
You're pretty young and supple back there. You know what I mean? Like you got a couple of years to spare. You could come with us halfway or something.
Yeah.
You know? So you turn 40 or 50 maybe. I don't know. Then she's like, yep, can't do it. Would grow old. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn into an owl right now. And she turns into an owl. I'll kind of look at the owl. Nice. She flies away. And then there's this weird shot where it's like the morning time. And Tommy's like he's like grabbing his ninja cuffs and just looking out over the corner. And Kimberly comes over. What's going on? It's time to go. Why didn't you just leave at night, man? I mean, this is a kind of a time crunch, right?
Yeah.
We need to get this done. You know what? Let's hit it in the morning when we're fresh. Let's get a nice rest, and we'll hit it in the morning. It's like it's 4 p.m. Yeah, let's go to bed, guys. Nice long rest. We'll be full powered in the morning.
Really tired after that crow fight. It really got me.
Yeah. So that was funny. So they head out, and the journey to the power, there's really nothing to it. They don't really show anything. There's really not any weird stuff until right before they get there, which is yeah, there's these bones of dinosaurs that they have
Yeah.
to fight. These that somehow look like they're made of styrofoam, but there's lots of sound effects making them sound like bones, like
Mm-hmm.
tinking and clanging. These big styrofoam dinosaurs. Oh yeah, and there's the line, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." There's that line in there. So the dinosaurs get animated, and yeah, I think the dinosaur was like chasing Kimberly, and it's a big practical effect that looks like crap when it's like her running and it's
Yeah.
chasing after her. And she calls for Tommy. Tommy, help! Dinosaurs! And Tommy flips up on the top of it. Wow! Just riding it. Yeah! Whoa! Oh yeah! Whoa! Like, what were you gonna do, man? What's the? And then he sees one bone in the neck, and there's a shot of his. Oh, he gets a smart idea. What if I'm gonna pull this one fucking bone, and it's bickety bam, like the Death Star. It's just gonna topple. And so he pulls this little vertebrate out, pulls it out, and then there's this funny moment where he's like, oh, and the dinosaur just crumbles and, and he falls. So that's the end of the dinosaurs. Not really a epic.
Not much
fight.
to it there, yeah.
Yeah. And then they reach the tower, and the tower's got like these 4 stone guys like carved into it, and then they come to life, and more practical effects, costumes that look like stone. They don't look very good, but I guess for the 90s, it's all right.
They're made out of stone.
Yeah, let's establish that because they look like they're made out of styrofoam. And then they're all fighting. Once again, there's lots of sound effects to establish that they're dangerous. Like there's big metal weapons every time. Clank, clunk, clank.
Right.
And they're fighting. And these guys are made out of rock. And they'll kick them in the chest. Ah, my foot. Ah, how are we gonna beat these guys?
Even though you can tell there's a pad there that kind of pushes in a little bit when they kick.
Yeah, they're fighting, and there's lots of like tree jumping and flipping, and Power Ranger stuff. And there's another. Adam does another. I remember what it is now. Remember in the original fight, he says, "You play kick the can." He's got to have a little thing. And this one, he's like, leaps over. You ever play leapfrog? It jumps over him. Yeah, you ever play Simon Says? You ever play Red
I'm a
Rover?
frog now. Yeah.
He smashes a bottle over someone's face. You ever play Spin the Bottle?
Oh my god.
So yeah, they're fighting him, and then like one of them, he kicks him off a cliff. I can't remember which ranger, but I think one of the first ones to die, and he falls into water, and he just like dissolves. That's like the rock creatures, weakness, like a Pokemon. They're weak against water type attacks. Falls in the water, just bubbles apart, and it's just like the armor floating. And you'd think that they would use that, but no, they just establish that real quick and then don't ever mention it again. Just push them in the water. No, we'll defeat these ones the right way. We want to be proud about the job we did here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really remember how the other ones were defeated. Like, kind of. I remember one is like pretty sure Tommy kicks one in the chest. They've established that kicking them in the chest hurts and doesn't really do much, but for some reason they kicks him this time and it flies into the wall and turns into rubble. And then there's like another one where it's like, oh yeah, we're Kimberly was in trouble again and calls for Tommy, remember? And he comes
the
over
third
there.
time in the movie.
Yeah, he comes over there and he like there's a giant styrofoam boulder like the aggro crab.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he's down on the bottom, and then Tommy finds this big thing and he's like, oh yeah, leverage, yeah, remember this from school? Sticks it in there, help me push, and rolls the rock on him. And it's funny, the shot that some of the rocks like don't roll on him very good, and he's the guy in the costume was like, still pretending like he's just getting getting fucked up. And then they have to cut to a different shot where it can show all the rocks on them. So they defeat all these rock creatures. And then the door kind of slides open of this temple, and out comes this pyramid, slides out, rubble on rubble, just it's got some kind of casters, I don't know. And it's got a coin on it of all their animals in one on it. Pretty badass looking. And it comes out on this pyramid, the Illuminati looking thing. And it's like, so this is it. This is the great power. It's like this pyramid kind of rolls out of the door. Okay. And then they're standing there, and then we get another. The animals leave the coin, but they're the Zords. They're not the animals.
Yeah.
They're like the Zords, and you can kind of tell what the Zords are going to look like, all kind of rudimentary, weird versions of the animals, and they're all flying around. And I remember they're like, "Oh, new Zords! Oh, right on!" And then they kind of fly around them, like triumphant music, and fly into the chest coin, and then all of a sudden, their ninja suits turn to fucking Power Ranger suits. Yeah, we got them back. But this time, the Power Ranger suits, that was kind of a cool touch. Like the gold coin on the suit now is the coin of the new animal versus the old one. So that was kind of cool. And then they transform back. They have the power, so I can go back to Angel Grove. But they go back to like the city, right? And it's like, dude, you just go get this power to save Zordon. Maybe it's a time crunch. Maybe we should go see Zordon first. They're like, no, let's deal with this thing first.
Yeah.
Get it done with.
How do they even know that fucking Ivan has his little creatures destroying the city? It's just kind of like,
yeah, right. And then the big robots are ridiculous because they're like I said, everything's chrome. They're super chromed out, and the chrome looks crappy in CG back then. It's just kind of weird looking. And they're all filled with goop. Like he has to fill them with ooze. It's kind of like the Batmobile from like Batman Forever, where it's got the slits where you see all the blue light.
Yeah.
Like that on the Zord, you see all the purple goo inside.
It's like on the chest and the like the rib cage almost. So you see the ooze and like the eyes.
Ooze in there. Yeah. And so they go there and see it's destroying the stuff, and I don't remember. They don't really do any fighting when they got there in the suits. I don't think. I think they immediately need the Zords.
Yeah.
Right? Because the robots are there. So they're like, yeah, Ninja Zords, let's go. Giant backflips into the cockpits and stuff. And then they have some cool shots where it's like the cockpit of the Zord is like a practical thing. So that looks pretty good. But then you jump out and you just got this super ass CG Zord, and they're all color coordinated with the Rangers. But like I said, CG back then, it's like everything has this like weird, super shiny sheen to it. I don't even think they meant to do it. It's just kind of how it was. Like, because the blue, like Wolf, it's blue, but it's like almost a chrome blue.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And it's just, they just look really weird. It's just not very good CG, but it was 5. And I really think if they would have went with like put that money into an awesome suit like the shows used, it could have been way cooler. But anyways, they're fighting the robots with their robots. Stupid stuff. Not even going into Megazord mode. Just lame when they fight with the Zords, not Megazord, and they don't do much. It's like Adam has the frog, and he's like, "I got him." The tongue
shoots his tongue out.
And like chokes it. And he's like, "Yeah, what up?" And he's like, "Take this," and presses a button, and it sends a shock through the tongue. Oh, yeah. And then he's like pulling back. He's like, "I can't hold him. Whoa, man!" And then and I remember the Blue Ranger comes over to help him. He's like, "Hold on." He's like, "Hurry, I can't hold on." And he's like, "Hold on, loading hydraulics." And Wolf has to like bend down, and he's like, "You gotta prep hydraulics." He's like, "Give me a minute here." "Give me a minute here. Any minute, we're gonna jump." And then he jumps. And all he does is like bite his
arm,
flailing around like a little chihuahua holding on to a toy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some shots of like the Falcon Zord is easily like the coolest Zord once again, and it's pretty much just a jet that looks like a bird. It's flying around. It's got missiles. and shit, and it's like shooting missiles, and it's funny. He gets like hit. It's like, oh, I'm hit. I'm pulling out. He just gets hit once. It's like his Zord should be designed to take some hits, man. And he has to leave, and that's the part where like the kids are on the monorail trying to go save the parents, and then the Exomorphicon breaks the monorail rail, and then we get some miniature shots of like the monorail. It just looks like
Yeah.
a Lionel train set or something. And
So
then you
good.
get like a mini of the Falcon Zord flying up or something like to complete the track with its wings or
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah.
Flying over, and then you get Fred like, yeah, all right. I knew that's what that Zord could do, yeah. And but the miniatures, like there's another shot with like I think the Ape Zord or the Megazord plowing through a building, getting thrown, and just they don't match up very well because, like I said, the CG ones are just super chromy, and then when you cut into the miniatures, they're not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're just like they're not, so it's very easy to tell. But there's not a whole lot of it. They try to keep that to a minimum, the miniatures, so you don't see the difference. But yeah, and the Megazord, I finally have to make the Megazord because Ivan Ooze, he's like, oh, the robots aren't working. I got to do it myself. You think? The 12-foot robot didn't work. And so he turns into, he goos himself into one of the robots, like, because they have goo in him, goos into the robot, and then the robot finally grows somewhat big. And then the face of the robot morphs to a CG like version of him, but like robot-y, because it's got
Yeah.
like a chrome goatee and things. Like, Ooze is back.
It's
Oh my
amazing.
god, the face, the face is ridiculous. Like it's so weird. And so they get the Megazord, and the Megazord, it's a pretty butt ugly Megazord as far as Megazord designs go. I mean, the one in the show that is that version, but a costume looks way better. But it's all weird, very scrawny kind of
Yeah.
looking Megazord, and it's got a big head. I remember, it's like, oh, his head's big.
It
And
just looks weird in CG. Like the practical one from the show is so fucking badass.
yeah,
I think it would have helped to do something practical because it just looks weird. Even like you're saying, just chrome and like colors don't really pop in chrome, so it's like this weird dark
yeah, like
color.
a
Like
light red pastel
yeah,
that looks almost pink.
it's like what the fuck?
Makes the blue look like baby blue. Yeah,
Hmm.
stuff like that. I always thought though they should have made that into a Megazord toy. Like there's no
Yeah.
version of the toy that is accurate to the movie. And even though it's super weird, it's kind of cool because it's a one-off. But I did see somebody on Etsy like 3D prints it and paints it. I was
Oh,
like, oh
nice.
shit, it looks like right out of the fucking movie. I'm like, dude, that's dope.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool to have on the shelf. And ain't nobody got that version of the Megazord.
Yeah.
So I always thought they should do that. It was a missed opportunity for more toys. Because it does look weird, but it's kind of cool. It definitely looks better than the 2017 fucking Megazord for some reason. I don't know how they
Damn.
managed that.
I still need to watch that. just
Yeah.
because I need to. Not because I want to, but I feel like I need to.
Yeah, just give it a watch. Anyways, so the Megazord, and they're not having very much luck fighting Ivan Ooze at all, man. Even with the Megazord, they make it seem like the Megazord just kind of pussy. It's like not very good. It's like, oh man, the Megazord's kind of sucking. We're not doing any damage. And so, oh yeah, the whole movie they establish that there's a comet coming.
Mhm.
Forget
2
they keep
days.
talking
Yeah.
about it. There's a Haley's comet or something is coming by. And so, oh, the comet! Let's take him into space and put him in the trajectory of the comet. Kaboom, baby! They're like, yeah. And so they kind of fly up to space, hoping that he'll follow them. And that's when the CG gets really out of hand, because now you got space, you got the CG robot flying, and the CG Ivan Ooze following him, and all that stuff. And yeah, and then they're just kind of wrestling up in space, really, and that's all they really do. And then there's no way to get him off because he's holding on to them, and the comet's coming, and it's gonna hit both of them. And Aisha's like, I got an idea. And she breaks a piece of glass that says for emergency use only. Breaks the glass, hits the red button in it, and then the Megazord knees him in the nuts. It's emergency use only. And then you see the knee go up, and it hits him in the chrome crotch, and it makes a loud like tongue. And he lets go, and he's like flying backwards, and the comet, when it has a really bad explosion, like Star Wars,
like a Death Star blowing up. Yeah,
like Episode 4 Special Edition blow up, where they had to use way too much. It's like particles and all this crap. And then they come back to the command center. Finally, Zordon's like, "Oh fuck, dude, dude, where have you guys been? When did you get back?" Hours ago, bro. Hours ago. We just been fighting ooze. Could have helped me out before that, dude. Come on now. I could have had some tips or something for you.
Yeah, right.
Could have guided you through this fight. You didn't have to use the crotch kick. And and so there's like, I think they're too late. Zordon's like dead. Rangers, you're too late. Oh shit, really? And so, Tommy has some awesome line where he's like, "No, remember what we learned? Nothing is impossible with the great power. Form up." Form up around him and like touch hands again. And then all the animals jump out of their chests like they do.
Yeah.
Circle around, and then the command center starts rebuilding itself. Like I said, just reversing footage of the tower falling over. Oh yeah, reversing footage, like wires and shit popped out of a console, and then just
movie magic, baby.
Whoa! How'd they rebuild that? And then the shaft of light goes up. The face comes. Rangers! You did it! All right, sweet. Thanks, guys. And that's about it. And then we just get the final scene where all the Rangers are what?
It's just so awesome. The fireworks and the fucking Van Halen. It just makes me laugh.
Hanging out, and there's a firework, and they're at a table, and they're feasting, dude. They worked up an appetite from all this fighting. They never ate the whole movie. And I was looking at the table. It's like got crab, a big pot of like lobster. They're having a big like crab fest, dude. They should have slurping fucking crawfish.
Yeah, dipping butter.
Yeah, they're all at this giant table. It's like, dude, that's a feast. And they're just celebrating. Fireworks are going off. Haley's Comet's coming by, and then they have a Bulk and Skull are telling the story about how they saved the day or saved like the parents, and so there I was, and Bulk and Skull are telling the story. And the Power Rangers are kind of looking like, oh, taking our credit. We don't care. And then Fred's like, no, it was the Power Rangers. Oh, really? Yeah, they saved the day. Fred's like, man, I hope I could be a Power Ranger one day. And then Tommy's like, hey, anything's possible, Fred. He's like, and then you get the line from Fred Campbell, the Silver Ranger. And then Tommy's like, he's got a ring to it. Mm-hmm. No, Fred Campbell, the Gold Ranger.
Yeah, and they high five.
And then, what the hell is the song? Damn it.
Oh, that's what dreams.
Yeah, all the way I get that Van Hagar song. Baby, dry your eyes, wipe all the tears you cry. And then we get a shot with them looking at the fireworks. Tommy, maybe, I don't remember what he does. Maybe he puts his arm over Kimberly, or she kind of nuzzles up to him, and they're looking. Oh, that's what we made of. There's like a sign. Pyrotechnics. Thank you, Power Rangers. In a world that must be strong. Oh, that's. And then that's it. Fade to black, and we have. It should be. We recut it for Jason David Frank. Oh, that's one dream made of.
I think the credits are even over the fireworks, which is even better.
Oh, you know what? It's funny. They start the credits over the fireworks. I remember this now, and it's like directed by Bryan Spicer. He hasn't done a lot. He did some music videos. He's done some TV. I think he did 24. He did like
Oh,
most
okay.
of the first season of 24, and he did some other stuff, um, little stuff here and there. He did McHale's Navy. You remember
Oh
that
yeah,
one with
yeah,
Tom Arnold? He
yeah.
did that one. From director Bryan Spicer, the man that brought you the Power Rangers.
Uh,
And yeah, so they show directed by Bryan Spicer, and then they have that mid-credit scene. I was like, oh shit, mid-credit scene. This is like fucking Marvel. And it's what was it? Oh yeah, it was Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa showing back up at their like dungeon thing on the moon, and like Goldar is sitting in their throne, and he's like, I'm the king of the universe. Goldar, you betrayed me. Oh no, something like that, and then it just kind of ends. But then after that, it's like a second credits play, and it's like Bryan Spicer. Da, da. And I was like, again, bro, you put yourself in the credits twice. It's like we
that's
know
amazing.
you directed it, bro. And I was just like, this egomaniac. Hey, if there's gonna be two credits, I'm gonna start both of them, okay? You know. I was like, Jesus. Bryan Spicer twice. I was reading it wrong, and I was like, the first time I saw it come up, I was like, Bryan Singer? I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
yeah.
That's the first one I thought. And I was like, well, it makes sense, the children. And
Heyo.
but no, Bryan Spicer, the well-known director. So that's that, man. Bigger, better, stronger. I loved it as a kid. I still like it. It's still fun. It's a, you know what it is? It's a good like '90s adventure movie. Take you from one point, completing a quest to get to the, the final battle, the completion of the quest, kind of thing. Very '90s. They all did that, man. So as score though, now I got to score it on its own merit, and as an adaptation of a children's television show, which isn't easy to do. I can't think of any other ones that ever really got to that point where they got to do that. Transformers, maybe.
Yeah,
But
that's a
that's
pretty
like
big
a
one.
cartoon.
Yeah.
So does that even count? Like, I guess it does because the original's a cartoon, but they kind of fucked the pooch on that movie, killing off fucking Optimus in the beginning. Like, what the fuck kind of adaptation is this? But Power Rangers does a good job. What I don't like about it is it's like set between season 2 and 3, and then as a kid you watch the movie, and then like the next week or whatever you're gonna watch Power Rangers, and the movie is completely negated in the show, like it didn't exist. It's a different continuity. Like they get those ninja powers a totally different, stupid way in the show. Like in the show, there's this robot with a British accent. Hello, Rangers. I am Ninja. I'll give you the power of the ninja. And he's so stupid. And that's how they get the powers. And so I was like, wait a minute. I thought they got the powers back on the planet. And where's the new suits? And I was just, I remember as a kid, I was like, what the heck? How come? Yeah, so it's a one-off. It's like a different universe. Doesn't even connect at all. It's kind of weird in that way. So that disappointed me as a kid, but as a big version, I liked it. I'm gonna have to give it I'll give it a 7.8. It's almost an 8 for me, and I'm basing this off of the time it came out, my love for it as a child, and I think it actually was a pretty good adaptation of Power Rangers, because obviously it's not that easy to do. The 2017 Power Rangers is pretty bad compared to this. So, yeah, to me it felt like what a Power Rangers movie probably should be like. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, we already kind of touched upon it, both of us seeing it at the Uptown Theater, which RIP to that theater. But yeah, I mean, I loved this movie. I even thought like the CGI back in '95. I mean, I was fucking 9. Was just like the greatest action spectacular climax I'd ever seen. Because I don't think there had really been like a big CGI climax like that before Power Rangers to mine. I mean, you had CGI in like T2 and stuff, but like T2 was, it was very limited in T2. It was like a puddle or something, or like when he's walking out of the fire and he's all chromed out. So I remember being in awe of all that. Now it doesn't hold up, but Yeah, I mean, objectively speaking, if I were to remove myself from Power Rangers and like if I wasn't a fan, I think this movie is like a 4. It's pretty rough. But you know, I grew up on this shit, and it's fucking hilarious. Like it's one of those movies that it knows what it is. It's not trying to be better than it is. It's not trying to take itself too seriously. It knows that it's dumb, corny fun, and that's exactly what it is. And it's a fucking good time. You have a lot of laughs. You know, some of it's intentional, some of it's not. But this is just one of those movies you can have a beer and have a good time with. So I'm just at a solid 7 with this one. It's hilarious. There's some fun moments. The rollerblading is a standout. The fucking skydive. It's all ridiculous. The lines are very punny and hilarious. Yeah, this is one of those movies that's so bad it's good. That's kind of where I stand with it. So this is a solid 7 for me. It's a good time.
Right on 7 and a 7.8. I think I saw somebody saying that like you can make a drinking game out of it, and every time they say the power or something, they had some line that they repeat so many freaking times in the movie. But anyway, 7.8. Yeah. This one's for you, Jason David Frank. Yeah. Sad time in the Power Ranger community. We're gonna miss you greatly. I think almost everybody's favorite Ranger was the Green Ranger. It's just very rare to find a different favorite Ranger. So
Yeah, agreed.
reviewed it for you, buddy, and we still like it, still enjoy it. So awesome.
Yeah, I never got into the later iterations. I know that they came out with a second movie called Turbo. I remember watching that movie. I don't remember. I remember them fighting in a volcano. That's pretty much all I remember in the beginning.
I almost suggested we do both and do a double feature.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, Turbo's not that great. So Turbo's not that great because it's based off of like Sentai Car Ranger, which was a spoof. Like it was supposed to be like the season they did in Japan was just like, oh, what if we do, because they're always like, got some mystical power. What if they're car rangers? Their powers are just based off cars. And it's like, it's a satirical season where it's like ridiculous. It's so over the top. And then they play it off very unlike that in the Power Rangers show. It's cars.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's funny. And that one does use practical effects for the suits and stuff, though. So that one's kind of cool for that. And it's got the return of the original Red Ranger and the original Pink Ranger in it, which was kind of cool at the time.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not as good as the movie. Yeah. Appreciate you guys joining us. Please check us out every Sunday. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music for the podcasts. We enjoy having you and we appreciate it very much. Please like and subscribe. Please come check us out. Please hang out. This is a really long episode. I couldn't believe this.
That's all good.
For Power Rangers, we're like, yeah, I could talk all day. Shoot. Don't get me started on Power Rangers. All right, guys. Until the next Vs, we say peace. Thank you.